Hello, mysterious person behind the screen, and welcome to another audio commentary with me and Isaac.
Destroy Superman now.
Uh, and today we are doing Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, the
Yay.
conclusion to our Superman series of audio commentaries. So, without further ado,
If you'd like to sync this up with your Blu-ray copy of Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, I mean, if you actually went out and bought a copy, put the film to the start and press play in 3, 2, 1, go.
So, a little behind the scenes fact for you all at home. When we finished recording Superman 3 last week, Isaac turned to me and said, "It's been a while since we've done a film this bad." Which
Yeah.
says it all.
Yeah, because we've done great films, we've done good films, we've done mediocre stuff, but I think this is maybe the first time since we've done, I'd say, Batman and Robin, that we've done a film this awful.
I think that was, maybe that was the last time we did something that was sort of universally considered awful.
Yeah.
This is something, and that's something. I mean, you can see from these opening titles we are quite far gone from the epic opening sequences of the Donner films.
On a budget of 2p and
budget of 2p, yeah. Which, I mean, look at classic Doctor Who. They got a lot done with a budget of about 2p.
Yeah.
This film doesn't quite manage even that.
No.
It's a broken film.
Oh god. I think I've only ever seen this once the whole way through. So,
right, okay.
yeah, I think other times I've seen it have been reviews or just clips online of how bad it is. But so this might come as a surprise to me on how bad this all is.
I always say it's a broken film. There's a good film hiding in there. It just is stuck. And it's such a shame, really, that it is so broken, because I think this could have been the best Superman of them all. I think that, they tried to do something good. Everyone tried to get the series back on track.
Yeah, true. I mean, they tried to make it topical, which, yeah, fair enough, but it just failed spectacularly, because what's the message of the film? Peace is possible, you've just got to be patient for it, you've just got to want it more.
Yeah, exactly. It's so weird as well. I mean, that's a bit of a cheeky credit that we've just seen there. Music by John Williams. He wrote Nuclear Man's theme, and that's it.
Is that it?
That's it. Oh, and Lacey's theme, I think. But for the most part, the score's by Alexander Courage. It was a bit cheeky that they're like, music by John Williams.
Yeah. Now, it's because of the box office failure of this film, we didn't get a Golan Globus Spider-Man film.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah, imagine that.
But I mean, this all looks good. This, that's a decent model shot of the
That's not a bad model,
and,
yeah.
It's not, things are okay. You're sort of watching this, and that shot of the Earth, that looks really good.
And then
you're sort of watching this, and it's like, okay, this is fine.
Could it be better than Superman 3?
Yeah. It gives you hope. And it's even like the way it's shot inside the shuttle. Again, it's pretty good. Not bad at all. This is. Unfortunately, as soon as Superman flies in, it all kind of goes to shit.
Yeah.
Also note that when this guy gets hit by the rogue satellite, you can see him get beheaded because it's a dummy, and you can see the head fly off the dummy.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yep, there it goes.
Oh god, and it's back on now, the model.
Yep.
This is why you shouldn't litter in space.
This is why you shouldn't litter in space, yeah. This is it. This is the reason. You might behead a Russian.
Oh god, it's that flying shot of him.
And here he comes.
Here's Superman. Over and over.
bless Christopher Reeve for trying.
Yeah.
Because I think this is his weakest performance of the four, but even so, he's still doing his best, and he still carries a lot of this.
Well, he only agreed to do it because he wanted them to fund his pet project, Street Smart, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, which also in itself was a box office failure, so...
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I know he said the less said about Superman 4, the better.
Yeah. It wasn't even that long after it as well, because I saw an interview a while ago where it was a British interview. I think it was Terry Wogan or something.
Oh, wow.
And Christopher Reeve was saying, like, the danger with sequels is you keep trying to top yourself, and then it just doesn't work out, and it just gets worse and worse as it goes along. And Terry Wogan just goes, "You mean like Superman 4 then?" And Christopher Reeve's like, yeah, pretty much. It's as well, this Smallville set, the original location was still standing, but in an effort to save money, they just tried to rebuild as little of it as possible, because they didn't want to spend the money to fly out to the original location.
Yeah, because Christopher Reeve has said in interviews, with Canon, they were just constantly cutting budgets, and Superman 4 wasn't considered a huge priority. He said, compare Superman 4 to, say, the first film. If it was Superman 1 with a scene on 42nd Street in Metropolis, we would have gone to, say, New York and filmed it there. But for Superman 4, the attitude was, just film it in Milton Keynes. No one will notice.
Thing is, all this stuff in Smallville is pretty cool, because I think it kind of tries to bring things full circle, because if you notice that the barn shot going behind the ladder, it's trying to replicate how it was shot in Superman 1. It's trying to replicate the visual style of that and how the camera moves and everything, and it kind of sets up a nice theme here of Clark being resistant to change and not wanting to sell the farm, and just not wanting to progress and move on and change. And that's an interesting theme for Superman, I think. It's a really interesting idea. Unfortunately, this is all that remains of that idea in this film, because you never hear that again. That never kind of comes
the
up.
Green Crystal, didn't he get that out of the capsule in the first film?
Yes, so it's back in there now, so presumably he must have... I don't know. But it's interesting, and also, it kind of supports that with the Daily Planet, with like it being taken over and by the Warfields and everything. It's like, this is Clark's trying to be resistant to change, and he's trying to cope with the changing world, and he's not coping very well with it. But it's a shame, because that's a really interesting idea to do, but it just doesn't bother to do anything with it. And again, this is what I mean. There's a good film in here.
Yeah, because one of the other problems with the film, despite looking cheap, is that it goes nowhere. And from what I've heard, because it was meant to be over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
But from what I heard, the original scenes didn't really have them go anywhere to begin with, so there was no loss.
Yeah, this is it. It's a shame, because I think I really would love to see that original cut of this released one day. However, it would be more... I think it would improve the film. But the thing with the thing is, it was never a good film to begin with, even before those scenes were cut. So it's not gonna, even if we did see those scenes, it wouldn't see the film, become a sudden masterpiece or anything. It would still have all the issues that are there. But
it's not like I don't think it's like the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2 or the Snyder cut of Justice League, where a different interpretation that has to be said. It'd just be like basically a longer version of the same old shit.
Essentially, yeah. I do think it would be a bit better though. Like I do think that even just on a level of, I think the film would make more sense, like just logically, because there are scenes in this that just, I mean, it's a broken film. It doesn't work as a film because scenes are just missing. Crucial scenes are missing. And I think, if those scenes were in there, it would be better. Would it be a transformative experience? No, but I do think it would elevate a film that doesn't work at all and is completely broken and barely functions on a base level that most films should do. And it would elevate it from that to a mediocre Superman film. I think
Yeah.
that's what the difference would be. But yeah, it would be nice. It'd also be nice if somebody went in one day and fixed all the special effects, because you could do that now.
Well, yeah, you could easily do that now.
Not even necessarily replacing them with CGI, just literally just fixing the issues that have always been there. But it's one of those things where it'd be nice, but that'd be an expensive project, and I doubt they'd spend the money on Superman 4.
Yeah, true.
Things.
I mean, 1987 didn't seem to be a good year for film. You had this, Jaws: The Revenge, and the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oh god, bloody hell!
Yeah. And on TV, you had Time and the Rani as well.
I was going to say, yeah, TV, you had Time with the Rani. Gene Hackman coming back here, apparently to pay for an extension to his house.
Oh, really?
Apparently, yeah.
Mm.
I'm amazed they managed to get him back, in all honesty.
I mean, to be fair, the Solkines weren't involved in this, so I reckon
that was probably why
he was probably convinced to come back. But then, then his pissing nephew comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, good old
how is
Lenny
he able to
Luthor.
just drive in like this?
I know, it's so stupid.
Oh no, the dude don't get it.
John Cryer here, who has gone on to be Lex Luthor in Supergirl, I believe, the TV show.
No way. Didn't know.
Yeah, yeah, he's been quite heavily involved in DC stuff recently. He's gone on to do some good things. I feel really sorry for him because apparently Christopher Reeve took him aside before the film came out and told him this is going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
And but it's cool that he's gone on to,
other things, yeah. Well, interesting enough, you mentioned Supergirl. Apparently there's an episode called The Quest for Peace.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Yeah, you'll notice here as the car goes off the cliff, it's very obviously a toy car. If you look at the bottom of it, it's about to go off, and you'll notice that the bottom of the car is completely flat and smooth.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
There it is. There's no inner workings of that car at all.
Yep.
And they don't even show the impacts because they don't have the budget to.
Right. Oh no.
This does feel like Time with the Rani. You expect a bubble to pop up out of nowhere.
Yep.
In this quarry.
It worked so well the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is meant to be the subway, but it's the good old London Tube.
Yep. This is also where they completely drop any pretense that Metropolis is anything but New York, because they it's just blatant now.
And then the driver just faints for no reason.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be that he's having a heart attack or something, but it's not clear at all. It's directed really badly.
She's just like,
It's such an awful shot. Like, the blocking of it is terrible.
I know.
Also, this Lois Lane is such a jinx. Christ, you wouldn't go anywhere, would you, without causing some public disaster?
Mm-hmm.
There's that flying shot again.
Yeah, and again. How did he stop it? He didn't even touch it.
No idea. I think it's meant to be that he absorbs all the electricity from the track, so there's just no power to it, but... He's okay, he needs a doctor. Well, hang on a minute. Yeah, he needs a doctor. I'm going to block the door to lecture people about the subway. Now you can go and attend to him.
Yeah.
The Daily Planet regulars now looking
Oh yeah,
substantially
yeah.
older.
Jackie Cooper's significantly aged here.
Yeah, well, you got to think this is like 9 years since the first one,
Mm,
and obviously it would have been about 10 years since they were filming it. So this is, and Mark McClure as Jimmy Olsen looks older, and well, looks older to the point where he probably shouldn't be wearing that bow tie anymore because he
yeah.
looks a bit, you know. It's nice that they got them all back though. Again, like it's yeah. I think everyone kind of believed in this and wanted it to be
Hmm.
better than part three, and but it just didn't.
Well, they even asked Richard Donner to come back, but I think he
They
just
did,
said
yeah.
no. And had things gone to plan, Wes Craven would have directed this, but he and Christopher Reeve had very creative differences.
Yeah, they didn't get along at all. Apparently, it was quite a
Lots of than
hostile
what Wes
relationship.
Craven would have done with
Yeah,
Superman.
it would have been interesting. I would have liked to have seen it, but also, yeah, going from Richard Lester to Wes Craven probably would have been quite the tone shift.
Oh yeah.
That's really funny. Is that why is Lois speaking French?
Hmm.
There's some funny lines in this, and
Yeah.
there is a bit later where Lacey's like, all men like me. I'm very very rich. Like, that's funny as well. There's some really every so often the script kind of comes to life, and that's kind of an example.
It amazes me that this only came out 2 years before Tim Burton's Batman, yet
I know
you compare both of them and they look like they're worlds apart from each
they
other.
really do. Oh yeah, it's just on a completely. It's on another level.
Yeah.
You can imagine this actually. Taking the aspect ratio out of the equation, you can imagine this as like a made-for-TV thing.
Yeah. So I think with Superman in the 80s, I think the character was on a bit of a decline because I
Yeah,
think people were going more towards darker stuff like Batman, and I think Dark Knight Returns graphic novel was what 86, something like that.
86, I believe. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Killing Joke was not long after this was. I think Killing Joke was 88. So
Hmm. Yeah, I think comics were just taking a darker tone during the late 1980s, so something as light and optimistic as Superman, I just don't think had a place right then.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Glad to see the oil tanker captain eventually became president of the United States.
Yeah, that's always nice to see people going up in the world.
Yeah, would just be funny to say if it was the same guy.
Yeah. Oh god, the dubbing in this.
Yeah, that
The
kid who says, "I'd
teachers.
tell you who'd do some good." Is he dubbed over?
Yeah. Yes, yeah, I think, and the teachers as well. I think it sounds like it anyway.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
teacher
why you'd
sounds
be
dubbed.
watching a news report like that in primary school.
I mean, yeah, I've worked in primary schools and often they put on Newsround like every day, but then again, Newsround would not really cover this.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even like it's a big world disaster that's just happened. If this was like, this is a morbid example, but fuck me, if this was like 9/11 was going on, yeah, you could probably get away with that because it's like an important world-changing event. But it's literally just the president going, "Oh, we're in the shit. It's not going great. No, we might be in for a pickle this one," and that's all it is. Like
Yeah.
it's not that big at the minute.
Hmm.
Superman Museum. That's an interesting idea. This isn't that doesn't bother me too much. This is kind of cool. You can make a flying toupee. God.
That
This doesn't.
£1,000 thing. Why don't
Yeah,
you have Acme on the back as well?
I know. Yeah.
Just have the
There's also.
coyote appear underneath and hold up a sign that says "Ouch."
Yeah. This also makes no sense because if it's like that strong, why is Luther able to cut it with those
Wires.
pliers?
Uh, why would Superman donate any of his hair anyway?
To be honest, it doesn't bother me too much because that seems like a Superman-ish thing. He's helping local museum and stuff. It doesn't bother me too much, but it is just like it's such a stupid image, and like I say, to see him cut it like that.
I'm
Also,
surprised how
holy shit!
I mean, it's really bad so far, but I'm surprised how quickly this film's going by. I thought it would be kind of a drag.
It whips along. It does. That's the one thing you can't say about it is it's definitely not ever boring. It does whip along. Mostly because you never have fucking time to get bored because it's just
Yeah, that's true. There's like no time to breathe or anything like that. It's just like this happens, then this
no.
happens, then this happens.
Half the time you're trying to figure out what's going on. So
Hmm.
also the Daily Planet looks so bland in this.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it
What a
looks
what a
sterilized.
what a miserable place that would be to work.
Hmm.
Like that hall just seems to go on forever. Like it just dystopian. Oh, that's interesting. There, Lacey just mentions. Oh, we'll start tonight at the Metro Club. It's a date. The Metro Club was this big sequence that got cut. It was one of the
Yeah, with
biggest
the original
sequences.
Nuclear Man, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's photos of the. That's the dance scene that they have was apparently really good, and that's never been released. So Christ knows where that's gone. But yeah. So that Metro Club that never happens. Probably should have removed that line then, but. And it's a bit frustrating they felt the need to introduce Lacey at all when you had Lana Lang there from the last film, and that would have been some interesting character drama in and of itself.
Yeah, I mentioned last time you could have had um, Clark having Lana, but Superman having Lois. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
interesting love triangle.
Yeah, 100%. I love that as well. Lois is poor kid. Well, better get back to work. It's like a comedy skit.
Yeah.
Also, we mentioned the original Nuclear Man as well. You've got to feel sorry for Clive Mantle who played him because, like, he had his death scene cut from Alien 3. He had his whole part cut from this film.
To be
Like,
fair, I don't think anyone would want Superman 4 on their TV.
true, true. this
Motherfucker.
this newspaper thing. Superman says, "Drop dead to kid."
Something from The
That's so,
Simpsons, like
it's so
radio
funny.
station cheats, grade A student. Where's my elephant?
Yeah, but that is that's a perfect example of this film. Like, I don't know whether that's meant to be funny or not. Superman, because that is a funny gag. Superman says "drop dead" to kid is hilarious, but I don't know whether it's meant to be a joke or is that meant to be a serious newspaper headline. Also, this is the most obvious wig that Christopher Reeve ever
Oh
wore.
yeah, that is very obvious.
It's a very obvious wig. this is an effective little bit though when he takes the glasses off and just looks out the window and is, contemplating everything. And good little moment. Unfortunately, it's ruined by the fact that you can see very British architecture there outside.
Yeah.
With the stones and the.
Wasn't the outside of the UN building Milton Keynes Station?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, also, it's back in the Fortress of Solitude. Wasn't that destroyed at the end of Superman 2?
In the Donner cut, it is.
Yeah, true.
In theory, so this is going by the theatrical cut, presumably. In fact, yes, it is, because the hypno kiss gets referenced later. But it also, that shot looks like it's underwater.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I don't know why. And you can tell this is not the original set either, because they're filming everything's a mid shot. They're daring not do any wide shots of that set because it's clearly not what it was.
I know they never would have got Marlon Brando back.
Yeah, not even Susanna York, because we just get random elders.
Well, you hear her voice, but is that
Yeah, I don't know if that's her or not.
It is Susanna York, yeah, but
it is, okay.
Yeah, I think she did record new dialogues. I thought, they probably wouldn't have used stock or anything like that.
Yeah. Betrayed. Ooh. It's unique as well. We never get to see Clark's apartment.
Yeah, true.
And arguably, we don't even see it here. We see glimpses of it. But it's kind of cool to see. It doesn't really look like much imagination's been put into the production design of it, but nevertheless.
Oh, yeah, and then for some reason we get the recreation of the flight scene from the first film. For no reason.
Which is so I mean, this is more of a problem with the original series as a whole, but the fact that he undoes the kiss and then kisses her again and makes her forget again is really quite insulting, actually, because I've always said one of the problems with this series is they never bother to explore the consequences of that decision, and even at the end of the first one, him reversing time and everything, they never bother to explore that in any way. And to the fact that in this film he just does the kiss again, and it's just like, oh yeah, so when I need therapy from Lois, I'll like break her out of it, and then I'll just mess with her mind again. It's like really creepy.
Oh god.
And yeah, this looks awful. This footage though did go to some use, because the footage of New York was used in Gremlins 2 a couple of years later. So it went to a good film. That footage is used in a very good film, and it's not this one.
Oh, now they're in San Francisco randomly.
Yeah, that took all of 2 minutes. They're not even like flying at the minute. They're just like they're just floating.
I mean, Lois should like be dangling from Superman's arm, unless she can fly as well.
Yeah, they sort of get away with it in the first one by how it's shot. Then he drops her, and she's basically continuing to move. She's not falling. She's just moving forward. Oh dear.
This is so bad.
It really is. Even as a kid, I noticed, like, when I first watched this when I was about 11, I could see even then, I was like, I watched it and I thought all these effects are bad, but I thought, oh, this is just a film from that era. And then I was like, wait a minute, I've seen Superman 1, 2, and 3, and they look really good in those films. Why does this look so bad? And then, obviously, you read up on the production.
Like Christopher Reeve even said to his own, "I didn't watch this film or Superman 3."
Oh God, Jesus.
I mean, there were plans to like use the deleted footage and make a Superman 5.
Yeah, and that was Cannon's idea. Like, yeah, we'll use all the deleted footage, and then we won't have to film a whole film. We'll just have to film segments that surround it to make it make sense. Yeah, that's Cannon through and through. Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'm glad they're not around anymore. They just sound like scumbags if they're like that.
It's mental, isn't it? Yeah, it's insane. Like I say, I just find it so ridiculous that he just wiped her mind again. Ugh.
It's just so daft. Like, again, it's an example of scenes going absolutely nowhere.
I'm reminded of that bit from Men in Black where they keep neuralizing the love interest in that film, and Jay's like, "Fucking hell, you're gonna give her brain damage or something? don't keep messing with them. Are you gonna give her brain damage?" I'm just reminded of that. Christ. Ah, yes. The exterior of the Daily Planet, which doesn't match the B-roll footage they use.
If I go to Milton Keynes train station, I'll say, "I'm at the United Nations conference building."
Yeah.
Or I'm at the Daily Planet.
Also, I've never been able to determine whether or not it's just the color grading of this film or not, but I've always thought his costume looks way more light in this one compared to the others. Like, the blue is much paler. Like, it's not as deep of a shade of blue.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, when he gets to space, his costume looks downright green, and the yellows have been washed out to white. Yeah, just terrible. You know, it's funny. Batman v Superman borrows quite a bit from this film. Superman addressing a peace conference, and then Lex Luthor making something out of his DNA and Superman's DNA.
It's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
This also reminds me of the Batman 66, United Nations.
Yeah.
Instead of Great Britain or United Kingdom, you've just got England.
Yeah.
With stereotypical British people.
I just noticed the delegate for England is a female. Margaret Thatcher, maybe?
Possibly. Would she have been? Yeah, she would have been in power during this time.
At the time, yeah. So. Yeah. Effective immediately, I'm going to rid our planet of all nuclear weapons. She's going to take all our nuclear weapons, whether we like it or not, and everyone's all right with this.
Apparently, yeah.
Like if you did it like the Snyderverse, there'd be debate about how Superman is the worst thing ever to happen to this planet and he should be destroyed.
Yeah. Thing is, I can sort of this was obviously Christopher Reeve's idea, and I can understand the passion behind the idea, and there could have been an interesting way to do this. There definitely could have been. It's not a write-off as a concept, but again, it's a good film in here somewhere, trapped in a broken mess that doesn't hold together.
Yeah, there certainly is. I mean, yeah, should Superman really get involved in politics?
Yeah, I mean, it's debatable.
Yeah.
Because he is, at that point, just sorting our problems out for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he just has this giant net attached to the wall. Yeah. To quote The Simpsons when Abe sees baby Homer eating a pizza slice, "Don't eat this, Dad."
Yeah. I've got to say as well, I always tune out at this point when there's just this montage of just like
Oh
throwing the
god.
nukes into space, and I
Yeah, the
just find
model
this.
here looks so cheap.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Of course, I should say we're watching the US version, and then the
Mm,
international version was even longer, and I'm baffled that that's never been released because it had two scenes that weren't in this version, and this version is the one that you'll find everywhere. That it's not like it's.
uh,
And I'm baffled that they've never released the international cut because
Even on 4K, is it still the US version?
it's still the US version. And it's a shame because it's not the two scenes that were cut aren't like massive, but one of them's got Christopher Reeve's daughter in it, and he looks really happy. He carries her like he picks her up and he carries her past the camera while he's flying and stuff. It's a shame that yeah.
And he's gonna throw them into the sun?
Yeah, which I'm not
Oh,
sure would that do more damage than good. I don't.
uh, I'm going to rid
I'm
our
not.
planet of all nuclear weapons.
Yeah, by any means necessary. I mean, I'm not an expert in nuclear weapons, but I'm pretty sure throwing them into the sun probably wouldn't do them much good.
Yeah, true.
Of course, yeah, here we go. We get Jim Broadbent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
James Broadbent.
Jim Broadbent and Porkins from Star Wars, and
Mm,
Eckhart from Batman.
yep.
Think about the future.
I mean, Jim Broadbent is one of those actors who pops up in everything, so
Oh yeah,
it makes sense why he's here.
I mean it makes sense as well because it's Milton Keynes.
Mm.
So it's funny as well. Lex's like lair looks so like it looks like the embodiment of tacky 80s,
Yeah,
you know, decor.
80s fashion was not kind.
No. I also love that like Gene Hackman clearly couldn't be bothered to shave his head here,
Mm.
so they don't do the whole wig thing. They just or wear a ball cap even. He's just got hair.
Yep. Now, here's a fun fact. Because of this film, Mark McClure, for over 20 years, held the record for an actor who's played a comic book character the most because he played Jimmy Olsen
Ah,
in 5 Superman films. This was
yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
surpassed in 2013 when Hugh Jackman played the Wolverine in The Wolverine in 2013.
Right.
Yeah.
Also love how Gene Hackman can't pronounce nuclear. He says nuclear.
Nuclear. It's pronounced
Nuclear man.
nuclear.
It's up there with Marlon Brando saying Krypton.
Krypton. The planet Krypton. Does Jim Broadbent have a line in this, or is he just silent?
Not that I can remember. I believe he's just silent.
Oh, fair enough. Oh god, this is it. The creation of Nuclear Man. Yay.
Yeah, here he comes. And to be honest, it's probably the coolest special effect in the whole film when he gets born.
Yeah. Imagine if they'd done Doomsday like that in Batman v Superman.
I mean, can't be any worse than what they did do.
Yep. I mean, with Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman, didn't they kind of make. Didn't they imply he was Lex Luthor Jr. in that?
Yeah, he's And it sort of seemed to be a bit retroactive as well, because they knew people didn't like that interpretation, so they were like, "Oh no, he's
Yeah.
Lex's." So yeah, it was all a bit strange.
I mean, we're not. I mean, we're not going on that film yet, but that performance as Lex Luthor is beyond awkward.
Oh, it really is. I hate it. It's awful. I sort of I turned around on Zack Snyder, for a bit. I was like, you know what, his films aren't for me, but he seems nice and he seems like a
Yeah.
cool guy and he seems good to his fans. But recently, I've started to go back again because he's been talking about like Rebel Moon, which is his new project that he's obsessed with, and he's
Mm,
saying like, oh, you know, if you don't like my films, fair enough. But if you don't like my films, then you're essentially saying you're voting for focus group ideas. And I'm like, what?
come
And
on.
he's just started acting like a real dick again. And I'm like, oh, dude,
I mean,
no.
I've watched his video commentary on Batman v Superman, and he gets the film loaded up, and it shows the Rotten Tomatoes score, and he says 29%. That's just rude.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems like, often he does seem like a really cool guy who sort of get easy and a bit in on the joke. Especially
Hmm.
when the Snyder Cut was coming out. I was actually like, you know what, fair play to you.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Hey, aren't you that Lex Luthor? No. Uh, Now, obviously, the Nuclear Man we see was going to be the second one, so how
Yeah.
was the first one created?
Well, I wonder if the first one was just created in the same way and they just. I honestly don't know. And, I'll give the film this. It's quite. You can't really tell that there has already been a first attempt.
Yeah, true.
It's that. They edited it around that relatively well.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yes, I can't really think of any other film that was released in such a unfinished, floppy way than this
No, I
one.
can't. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't.
I mean, we've talked about it
That.
a few times. The only one I can think of is Caligula because
No, there you go.
pretty much everyone walked out on it.
That
Yeah.
effect looks really cool, though. I'll maintain that effect of him being born with like the fetus and stuff looks. It's the best special effect in the film. It looks really well animated and it looks great. Same with like the lightning and stuff. It looks good.
Nails.
Yeah, I like they invented a costume for him as well.
Yeah, at least he wasn't born naked.
Yep.
I've seen that.
This is kind of fun. Christopher Reeve getting to do more of the physical comedy is, that's all right. It's
Mhm.
pretty good.
I thought you wanted to tone down the comedy.
Yeah. It's so 80s as well. It's so funny because the first film, a lot of the time, looks really 70s.
Yeah,
In
true.
and this is just so 80s.
And apparently Christopher Reeve was paid $6 million for this film,
Mm,
and that was probably
that was
three
half the
quarters of the
budget.
budget. Yeah, half the
Yeah.
budget. Yeah.
It's so funny though because it's like, we're what? Hang on, how far are we? We're 45 minutes into the film, and it does. You are just even just watching the characters interact in this scene, you feel like you've missed something.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, just like sprint from set piece to set piece with no
Rhyme or
narrative
reason
through
to
line,
anything,
no
yeah.
rhyme or reason. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff happening.
It really is. It's so sad that this was it for Christopher Reeve. That this was the thing he went out on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful. I hate that this is the last thing he did as Superman. I know he was in Smallville, so that sort of redeems it, but...
Yeah, glad he got to be in Smallville.
That's funny as well when he throws the dumbbell on the guy and he just like... There's some funny stuff in this. I will go to bat for like the comedy and say, what's Luthor doing here with that woman in that dress? What's that? What's this? What's happening? So Lenny Luthor's playing on the NES, so cha-ching for Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. When did that Superman 64 game come out? That one with the awful flying, what year was that?
That was 98, I think.
Oh wow, that late.
It would have been around, maybe 97. It would have been around then, because it was based on the animated series, so yeah. Also, why does he speak with Gene Hackman's voice?
I don't know.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
None of this does.
No, well, yeah.
Destroy Superman now. I mean, I know a lot of people have said it, but he does look like Dolph Lundgren, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does.
I have the power!
Well, of course, Cannon did He-Man as well. Was that the year prior or the year after this?
Yeah,
but
I
they
think
did that too.
In time, yeah. Can you imagine if we got their Spider-Man film?
Oh, it would have been an utter disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Because a Spider-Man film, people were debating how the hell they were going to do that for years. Can you imagine how they would have done that with Cannon's budget?
Yep.
I'm breakdancing. This rocks.
Breakdancing. This rocks. Hey.
I mean, he's clearly thrown in to appeal to kids, isn't he? But
yep.
But I don't get that. It's like when people say, "Oh, he's the comic relief," and it's in a comedy film, and I'm a bit like, shouldn't everyone be the comic relief in a comedy? I don't get like.
To be fair, he neither provides comedy or relief.
No, exactly. But it's like you're trying to appeal to kids, and it's a bit like, well, this, for all intents and purposes, the Superman films are kids' films. Yeah. So I don't know why you would be. Yeah, I don't know. Without it, he's like you at night, useless.
Yes. And yeah, so what's the point of this?
Oh God. This is so flat as well, the way this is shot. This set looks so...
Well, apparently Christopher Reeve didn't get on with Sidney J. Furie, the director.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, because what else has Sidney J. Furie done? Because it's funny, because you never hear his name being mentioned in this. In the conversation surrounding Superman 4, you just never...
Usually it's all just like blamed on Cannon and their company. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I mean, we mentioned last time, you've got Clark having Lana, Lois having Superman, and things like that. This is the closest we get to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this is a fun set piece, but it is like I like the comedy of the double date thing, but it is like, Christ, this is like something you do 20 minutes into the film, not like 50 minutes in when the main
Yeah, this
villain's
is
popped
pretty
up.
late
And
into the film.
it's weird.
In fact,
It's
one of the things I love is that if you go on IMDb, the first thing you see under the goof section is around 1 hour 15 minutes in, Lacey is able to survive in space without a suit. This is not possible.
This is not possible. I mean, I love that. I love that to spell it out, just for people who didn't get what was wrong with that.
Yeah.
They had to just make sure.
You can't breathe in space. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened with that scene. Like, was it meant to take place on Earth, and then
Yeah, it's weird.
someone clicked the wrong blue screen effect, and it was out of space all of a sudden? Terrible. I mean, it's been debated for a while. What's worse, this or Batman and Robin?
Oh, this
Mm,
easily.
yeah,
I think
Batman and
this.
Robin. At times, its budget is on screen. It does at least look like a movie in areas. It just has the tone of a crappy toy commercial. Whereas this just looks ugly from start to finish.
Yeah, Batman and Robin's got a vision to it at least. Like it knows what it's doing, and it's good fun if you want to be in the right mood for it. Whereas this is just, I mean, it has got Christopher Reeve.
Hmm.
That is the one thing it does have going for it, but it's not quite enough to.
Yeah, Lois interviewing Superman. Where have we seen that before?
Yeah. Now this little pratfall that Christopher Reeve does, I don't know how he does that without falling over completely.
Hmm.
Like the thing where his foot slips, I don't know how he does it. Also, at a point, the Clark Kent stuff does just get like, let go, let go of the trolley. What are you doing?
Exactly.
God, that's so obviously Milton Keynes as well.
Yeah.
It's so funny, like how low all the buildings are.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah, because there's one location we can all visit if you live in the UK, and that's just Milton Keynes.
Yep.
Everyone can say, "I've visited the set of Superman 4." Yes, it's beautiful. Look how quickly Milton Keynes can change to New York City.
Look how beautiful this stock footage is.
Oh yeah, we blew half the budget on this stock footage.
Again, it's just a selection of scenes that just happen with no
It is.
like kind of cohesive. And we spoke about it last time. Like Superman 3 has a bit of that kind of randomness to it, but this just pushes it.
Yeah, it does. This is like yeah, we're nearly an hour in, and Superman's not even met Nuclear Man yet. I'm
I
surprised at
know.
this.
Again, the pacing is just fucked. It just is a complete disaster because of the constant kind of cuts to it.
Ah, yes, the whole only dogs and you can hear this, Superman. Where have we seen that
Yeah.
before?
Except this time he puts his face in the middle of Times Square.
Hmm.
Um,
So he can hear the TV, but does that mean everyone in Times Square can just see it?
I've got no idea.
I'll blow 20 stories off that building. Which building? That one. Well, which one? There's like loads of them. We're in the
Yeah.
middle of a big city here.
That's such an unlowest thing to say as well. Take me with
Mhm.
you. I can cover
Ugh.
the story. Where do you think he's going? Like it's such an odd thing. Also, we get a hilarious line in a minute, which is a bit Dimensions in Time, where he's like, "It's common knowledge you hate children and animals, Luthor." It's like,
Turns
what?
around and she hates everything. Even
That's common knowledge, is it? Your average Joe on the street will be able to be like, "Yeah, oh, that's a cute dog." You know who wouldn't like that though? Lex Luthor. He hates children and animals. It's like, what? Now the shot of Nuclear Man landing on the building looks awful.
yeah.
Also, the continuity's a mess here because if you look, the amount of poles on the or bollards, I guess, that are on the ledge of the building, they change from shot to shot, and when they crash off it, it's just a completely different like structure. It really does. If you had told me that this was like a direct-to-video thing, I would have absolutely believed you because it's got that
Yeah.
weird kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, kind of like Jaws the Revenge, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
Also,
yeah,
he roars like a
coincidentally, it was
lion.
the same year.
Yeah. God, that was a bad year for fourth films in franchises.
Destroy Superman. Not the end of Superman.
Yeah. Now,
I mean,
we'll
they're
say
originally going
another.
to get Christopher Reeve to play Superman, not Superman, Nuclear Man, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Would have been a nice idea, you know. Maybe taken the whole dual Superman identity to the next level, and
Yeah.
evil. But I suppose it would have been too much of a repeat from evil Superman to
I was going to say, it would have felt a bit of a
not
repeat of
stops
last
them
time.
from nicking stuff from the first film, but all right.
Oh, no, yeah, that's fair game. First, I have fun.
I have fun. His hair
This
does look a
may...
bit like Greg Sestero's.
It really does. God, you're right.
Hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Mark.
This may be the worst shot in the film coming up when
And
it, like...
the static. Ah.
What? I think that is probably the worst moment in the film.
That's so bad.
I don't even know what happens. Like,
What's this supposed to be, Tig?
God.
You're it. Now, the one who is it. Understood. Oh yeah, here's the thing Superman can now do: repair the Great Wall of China.
Oh yeah, initially there was gonna be a sequence where he like used his super speed to rebuild it.
Ah,
And the shot of him rebuilding it with his eyes, if you look at it, he's like saying hello to people and saluting them, because it was meant to be just a shot of him going, "You're welcome, thank you," looking at everyone and nodding and smiling. And if you look, that's the shot that they've added the effects onto.
it is, yeah, and that's it, yeah. I think that shot is just mirrored, isn't it?
It's just mirrored, and it's so obviously, oh shit, we've got to kind of cobble this together.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can buy him flying, shooting lasers out of his eyes, but he can rebuild walls now.
It's yeah.
He can freeze him as well. What?
Thing that always I noticed with this, when the ice breaks, there's like quite a, I don't know what it is. There's like an elastic band that flies from it that you can see quite clearly, which always makes me laugh when he like breaks out of it.
Why is he going into a volcano?
I was going to say, and why is he going like backwards?
Oh, for some reason, him dipping himself into a volcano sets it off.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously a miniature as well.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that is good about this film is the score.
Yeah, the music's nice. I will give it that.
Nuclear Man's theme gets stuck in my head. I can guarantee for the next few days I'll just be going brum, 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 brum. Yeah, just plug it up. That'll fix it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so in the midst of all this, I believe in the international version, there's a scene where he goes and saves a group of Russians from a tornado.
And that had Chris Reeve's kids in it, didn't it?
Yes, it was. Yeah. Oh wait, no. He saves a group of kids from a tornado, which is where Chris Reeve's kids are in it, and then he goes and saves, like, Nuclear Man tries to turn a missile onto some Russians, so he has to save them too. I had no idea why those two were cut.
Oh no, your fingernails have grown longer. Ah.
It's the way, like, Superman's defending it. He's just going, ah, ow,
Ow, ow.
God, the whole thing is just
Terrible.
It's depressing to watch, in all honesty. It really is quite depressing to watch, because how good the first film was, and how
Annette O'Toole, who was in Superman 3, I think she was asked about Superman 4, and she said there was a Superman 4.
Oh, really?
That was her reaction.
What recreated the base of the Statue of Liberty better, this or Daleks in Manhattan?
Definitely Daleks in Manhattan.
Because that used the Cardiff car park. This used a soundstage in Milton Keynes. Which is better? There's only one way to find out. Fight!
Oh, God. It's just so flat. Like, why is any of this really happening? It's so awful. Only 20 minutes left, thank Christ.
God, Jesus, is it really? 20 minutes?
Yeah. We've got one classic Doctor Who episode to get through. Just imagine it's the Caves of Androzani Part 4 and not this crap.
Isn't that mad, though? 20 minutes. And this is the first big action sequence in the film.
Yeah, true.
Isn't it mad? Because I know we had the train rescue, but that's nothing.
What was Nuclear Man's plan here? Just drop it on the people.
Well, he says first I have fun, so presumably it was just to cause as much destruction as possible. So yeah, just drop it on the people, I guess. That'll do it.
And then he scratches him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And again, good credit where credit's due. The scratches look pretty cool on Chris Reeve. Like the glowing scratches and stuff look quite good.
Mm-hmm.
They're animated relatively well.
I just realised, losing his powers. Where have we seen that before?
But losing his powers, oh god, you can see the wall shaking there. Losing his powers for all of 2 minutes.
Yeah. After this, Chris Reeve was asked about, would you ever do a Superman 5? He said, well, if there is one, I won't be in it.
Yeah.
A superhero outfit being brought to the press? Was Sam Raimi watching this?
Yeah. Jesus. Hang on a minute. Why did the cape... Why? Just, why?
I don't get it either.
Surely he would have just flown home and taken the costume off. Why did he have to lose the cape?
Yeah, true. None of this makes any sense. He's Superman, no more.
Yeah.
I mean, this film would have been 1,000 times better if you had that scene of Clark saying, I'm Superman no more, and then walking along to raindrops keep falling on my head.
Oh, it would have been.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that would have made this film an instant classic.
God, Margot Kid is really trying in this scene as well when she's crying and stuff, but it just comes across as yeah. You're really trying, and that somehow makes it worse.
Mm-hmm. I knew you were here. Yeah, it's his fucking apartment.
I was going to say it's his flat. Wait, what? Where else would he be?
Next, you'll be telling me I'll find King Charles in Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
It can't be true. I know it. I think he just needs help. He's just looking like, I'll say these lines and I'll just get off set.
Yeah, she really is. And it really does sound like she's trying a bit. But I think she said everyone knew the script was garbage. But
yeah, she said something like, "You can't make a good film out of a bad script," and
no,
that script was certainly bad. And apparently, their relationship, with Christopher Reeve was a bit sour here because apparently he got a bit of an ego because he was involved in the story and
it doesn't surprise me.
The script, yeah.
He's probably stressed as well. This kind of falling apart, and a lot of it was on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the bit that always sticks out to me. It's he's doing his best to make sure it's good for the rest of us. Oh god. Also, there's like there's a deleted scene. Is it in the film? Where there's a bit where you see Clark and his hair's all grey and he's like been
Yeah,
aged
I
or
was
something.
thinking that. I thought, oh, is that in the actual film or is it a cut scene?
Yeah,
But yeah, I think you're right. It is a cut scene. Yeah, doesn't he age up or something like that? And then, um, yeah, that green crystal suddenly makes him better.
yeah.
Yeah, sound familiar?
But then you've got a whole missing scene there because he just comes back randomly. He's like, "Give it up, you'll never find her," and it's like, "What? Hang on a minute."
Yeah,
Like
how do you
we've
know
just
who How do you know
completely,
who Nuclear Man's talking about?
yeah, we've just completely jumped over all of that. Like it's, yeah,
Oh yeah, because isn't there a subplot where Nuclear Man has the hots for Lacey or some shit like that?
yeah. He like, and that's completely. If you were gonna cut anything, fuck me, cut that.
Yeah,
There
he
must be a
totally
way to
is.
cut around that than like anything else. Because the thing is, I don't even think the the box office was incredible here, was it? Like it, you know.
Oh no, it was a bomb, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Prince Charles and Diana go to the premiere?
Yes, because there's photos of Nuclear Man, Mark Pillow in Nuclear Man's outfit greeting Princess Diana, and it looks insane. Oh no, here he is. He's aged up.
Oh yeah, it is in the film.
Yeah, I've got memories of seeing like a what why is he older? What I don't it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I reckon. I mean, like all the film, that him, getting older and sicker was meant to be a lot longer.
Yeah, which makes sense. You know, I mean that. This is what I mean. I think even just it wouldn't be a huge improvement, but just seeing those missing footage would just at least make it a bit more coherent.
Yeah.
If nothing else, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, here it is. Oh god, yeah, it is completely out of nowhere. Like, where is she? Give it up, you'll never find
It
her.
really is,
Well,
and Superman's
it's
just
like we've
there
missed
as
like
well.
half an hour of the film. Imagine if in Spider-Man 2 you had the scene where Peter's like, I'm Spider-Man no more. He puts the suit in the trash, and like the very next scene is the scene at the top of the clock tower where Spider-Man appears to Doc Ock and says, "Where is she?" Just
Yeah,
like that.
basically, that might be a fun editing exercise. Is cut Spider-Man 2
Should be
like
like
they cut
Superman
Superman
4.
4. That might be fun to do one day. It's just like an exercise.
Well, that line reading, "Stop! Don't do it. The people."
Stop! Don't do it. The people.
Like, I can't be bothered anymore. It's not like it's not in the way of think of the people that are going to get hurt. It's like I can't be bothered to save
It
them
really
anymore.
is. And it's
I think
like,
Mr. Incredible would say, "Sometimes I just want the world to stay safe. I feel like the maid
yeah.
here."
But like, look how tiny the street is as well.
Oh, it's
This
so
is
cramped.
this
Yeah,
is meant to be the exterior of the Daily Planet, and it just looks.
shite.
I mean,
Oh, the Retro Club. That's the
oh,
exterior. Yeah.
there you go. That's the only time you're going to see that in this film.
Mm-hmm.
The obvious wires of the people being lifted up too.
I mean, did Ed Wood come out of retirement to do this?
Hey.
Haven't you heard of suspension of disbelief?
It's so funny as well because like you get films that are released and people go, "Oh yeah, you can tell a lot was cut and a lot's missing." This is the only film I can think of where a lot was cut and a lot was missing, but all of the stuff that was cut was pivotal to being able to understand the film, and it's the only thing I can think of where that's happened. Because, like I say, you do get films where like, oh, a lot was cut there, and you know it's been cut within an inch of its life. Madam Web recently, that was one, but you can still understand what was happening in that film. This is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, another comparison would be the Amazing Spider-Man films. A lot was cut from there, but I mean, at least with those films, you can understand what's happening.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Because you know, it's not hyperbole to say that half of this film was cut.
Yeah,
like the film was released with half of the plot missing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, another comparison that I could think of is probably the film Thomas and the Magic Railroad, because I've talked about it before, but yeah, the film you got in theatres was a completely cut version where they removed an entire villain from the film because the test audiences found him too scary.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, the work prints eventually... yeah, and quite a few like characters just have very little screen time in the theatrical cut, but if you watch the work print edition, they have more of a purpose.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say the biggest casualty of that is actor Russell Means, because he's in the film for like 10 minutes, but all of his stuff was regarding that villain in the film. I think you can find the work print online, actually.
Yeah, I've heard of this. Didn't it get, like... Wasn't it lost for ages and then it got leaked? Or not leaked,
it was lost for a while, yeah, but it's now all been found online.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some stuff that I can understand was cut, like there's a weird scene of Alec Baldwin's character sniffing jam.
Oh, really? Fucking hell.
Like, he opens a jar of jam and just goes... and I'm like... Thomas can be a surreal show, but it didn't go that far. Oh god, the moon scene.
Yeah, which Chris Reeve
directed. It's like a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
It's bad as well because you've seen moon action done in Superman 2.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Again, I'm realising, like, they really just copied and pasted so much from the other two films.
Yeah, they really did.
I mean, it's like they wanted to forget about Superman 3.
Yeah.
I think here, when he gets pummeled into the moon ground, you can literally see, like, Christopher Reeve adjusting himself.
Yes. He's kneeling on the platform, isn't he?
Yeah, to get himself inside. My fight scenes don't work in slow motion.
Did Zack Snyder watch this?
Did they watch the ending to Thunderball?
Yeah.
Everyone fighting underwater.
It's hilarious too because like the film sort of just about holds together for the first sort of 45 minutes, and then I'd say as soon as like Superman confronts Lex, it just completely shits itself.
Yeah, because you know, the last half an hour of this, I feel like I've been watching an entirely different film.
It feels like you're watching like a cut down recap on YouTube.
Yeah, true. It's almost like the first 45 minutes were Act 1, and then Act 2 has been completely cut, and now we're just watching Act 3.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I can remember when Fantastic came out, everyone's favourite superhero film. Quite a few comparisons were being made with that and this film about how much was cut and how much was
Yeah.
re-edited. Yeah, because I know Josh Trank said a year ago we had my vision for a film that would have been great. The
Mm.
studio decided not to release that. Yeah, yeah, Superman. I know you want to defeat Nuclear Man, but pushing the moon is probably going to cause so much disaster on Earth.
Oh god, yeah. The tides would be,
And Lacey is able to survive in space without a suit. You sure she's not Superman or Supergirl in disguise? Yeah, something tells me that this sequence was meant to take place on Earth, but I reckon in the
Yeah.
edit it got completely screwed over. Well, I'm sure even 5-year-olds are aware that you can't breathe in space. I mean, what scene of him dropping her back on Earth? It's literally taking her
Yeah.
towards Earth, and then he comes back.
It's really bad. It's a disaster, isn't it? It's a
Yeah,
disaster.
and you dropping him in a nuclear reactor will kill him.
Yeah.
Too much of one thing, then. I defeated Nuclear Man. Yeah, but you probably caused another Chernobyl disaster.
Yeah. It's
Oh, is that
yeah.
it? That's
Yeah.
it?
That's it. That's done basically.
Defeated?
Yep.
Oh, this is so bad! Oh my god. I've forgotten how bad this was.
it just ends. It just ends.
Mm-hmm. It's weird the Daily Planet subplot gets more of an ending than Nuclear Man.
Yeah. But it's so fun, and to think that the inept people behind all this wanted to make a fifth one out of unused footage from this.
Oh.
Also, they all look fucking freezing.
Yeah, that's Gene's weather.
That's definitely British weather.
What would
there.
have made this better is if we cut to the hot dog stand and you get a caption saying United Nations building, and then
Yeah.
it says it's over there. And also, Jeremy never comes back or anything like that.
No,
No
there's no
payoff for
resolution
that.
to that. Again, there was in the deleted scenes.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, this could have been a really interesting arc of like Superman learning that you can't,
Interfere with
interfere. You can't make
human history like this, but
yeah,
there will be peace when the people of the world want it so badly. What?
yeah,
The governments have no choice but to give it to them. Like,
and you can sort of
I'd
see.
probably just say, if I was in that crowd, I'd say, "Hello, Superman. May I ask what planet are you from?"
Yeah,
Oh, he's in the Titty Titty Bang Bang car.
he really is. You could sort of see that Christopher Reeve gritting his teeth through that as well. When the people of Earth want it so badly.
Right, who wrote this?
Also, this is such an English motorway with the trees
Yep.
and the countryside. Also, Lex Luthor doesn't even look annoyed. He just looks like, it's just expected.
It's him again.
Yeah, he's just like, nah, maybe next time. Also, drop him off at Boys Town. He looks like he's about 26.
Yeah.
All the kids watching him through those bars look about 12. It's so stupid.
I like this line, see you in 20. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It would be another 20 years before Superman was back on the big screen.
It's as it always was, on the brink.
See you in 20.
There
Literally.
he goes. Jesus Christ. And just to kind of rub salt in the wounds, here's some reused footage from Superman the movie. Remember how good this looked?
Yeah.
Look how good, look how young Christopher Reeve looks there. Look how fresh-faced. Look how good the effects are there. And this is the last time you'll see this.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's a shame. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, a Golden Globus production. They were so proud of it, they had to put that underneath the title.
Yeah. Superman 4, rest in peace.
Yeah, it's a sad film. That it really is just sad.
I forgot how bad that was.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's sad
god.
to watch it. It really, and it's such a shame because it could have been so much more, and it is.
I mean, at least it was mercifully short, you know. If it was over 2 hours, I probably would have hated it more.
It whips along.
Who was in this?
Who? Sorry?
Wasn't he Rex Robinson? Wasn't he in a couple of Doctor Who stories?
It rings a bell. Rex Robinson.
He was in what was it? I think it was in the Three Doctors, Monster of Peladon, and the Hand of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, let's got that going for it. And Jim Broadbent, obviously.
Yeah.
It's such a shame, man. Every time I watch it, I just come away from it feeling really sad that this was it for Christopher Reeve and Superman. And I hope one day we do get a re-edit of it. I mean, like I say, it won't fix it. Make it better.
Yeah, because I know, there's been like demand for a Superman 2 and 3 to get their TV edits out on Blu-ray. So you never know. There might be a demand one day. Superman 4, the Ultimate Edition.
One day it may happen. You never say never, but.
But yeah, Superman 4. One of the worst movies ever made, for good reason. One of the worst superhero movies ever made.
It's probably up there, isn't it? It's.
The three. But to be fair, I bet at the time DC was thinking, well, this was bad, but at least we're not Marvel right now, huh? At least we got movies out.
Yeah, to be honest, at least stuff was being made. I think broken is the perfect word to describe it.
Yeah, it's
just broken
beyond belief.
It doesn't work as it should do. It doesn't function in any,
Yeah, because, I've heard people say, 4 is better than 3, but I'm like, I'm sorry, no. I mean, as bad as 3 gets, at least it's a complete film. This just isn't.
At least you can watch 3 as a complete production. This just is a disaster from start to finish. Nice comic booky logo. Give it that.
A Canon
film.
Did they make those Captain America films?
They may have done. I don't know. God, I just noticed even the credit there was buggered because there was the You could still see the glow from the credits. Jesus Christ. Well, that's the end of our Superman series of commentaries. But we will be back with another series of commentaries. What will we be doing next time?
Well, we are heading back to the future.
Oh god, the leap up in quality from Superman 4 to Back to the Future. Oh, that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to doing that series. It's been a while since I've watched those films, so that'll be good. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, you can go and listen to all of our other commentaries on my channel. Go subscribe to Isaac's channel and follow us both on social media. I think that's all that's left to be said. Bye bye.